Welcome to another Kaladesh Remastered draft with me, Jerupitus, and let's see what we got here. Rishkar's expertise is good. It's actually really good, right? If it was just a draw spell, it wouldn't be nearly as good, but you also get to cast something big from your draw spell, which means you don't lose tempo on casting a big draw spell for 6 mana, ideally. Not impossible that you lose some tempo there, but it's definitely capable of being pretty backbreaking, so we'll go ahead and first pick this. I think that'll be fun. Alright, Fairgrounds Warden is definitely very good. And I'm not seeing much else here that impresses me, and I do like green-white as an archetype, so I think I'll just go ahead and take that. So I think the Aeronauts is pretty interesting, but there's also just Thriving Rhino, which is just such an excellent 3-drop. And he can get very large, which helps with Rishkar's expertise. The Aeronauts does work with the expertise, and it is a good 5-drop, though. But I don't think it's an absolutely irreplaceable 5-drop, so I think I'm just going to take the Rhino. So now, not actually much. I do see a Chandra's Pyrohelix and the Wild Wanderer. I think both of those could fit in our deck. We don't need to be married to white. And red-green is also very strong with Rishkar's expertise. So I think I'm just going to take the Pyrohelix. The other option is the Glintsleeve Artisan, because in green-white, you do want to do go wide counters, but I think I'm just going to take the Pyrohelix and kind of see where that leads me, because I think a pick 4 Pyrohelix is maybe a little bit of a signal. So now we've got High Spire Infusion, but I'm kind of interested in this Druid of the Cowl to help me cast expertise a little ahead of schedule. I think you're happy with this card if you draw between 3 to 5 cards, and the Infusion is good, but it doesn't really support the go-wide strategy. And I think Druid is going to be good whether I play red-green or green-white, so I'm just going to go with that. So here, I think I'm just going to take Appetite. You do want to main deck like one type of this effect, and I think it's a perfectly good one. And the little life gain is always a little bit of a help when you end up in racing situations, which you do pretty commonly in this format. So, Wildest Dreams is pretty good. I could just take the Aether Inspector because it does both things that I want, which is produce energy to help my Thriving Rhino, and also makes 1/1s, which if I end up green-white, I will want to do. Eddy Trail Hawk is also pretty good, though. And I don't think I'm taking Wildest Dreams. I think it's one of these 2 cards, and I think I'll just take the cheap 2-drop. Because Wildest Dreams is kind of like a big draw spell, and I already have like a pretty incredible one of those. Okay, Riparian Tiger is just huge, so I think I'm going to take that. It's also a 5-drop that can be casted off of Rishkar's expertise, and it produces energy. Aether Torch Renegade is interesting, but I think I'm safest taking a green card because I'm not sure if I'm white or red, and if I keep waffling there, I'm going to end up in trouble. I think we can take Wild Wanderer now. And that could allow me to splash a card, such as Engineered Might. Kind of amazing that this came back around. But I think that pretty much solidifies that green-white is the seat that I want to be in. None of these red cards are particularly good. I mean, Salivating Gremlins is fine, but none of these matter. I think Fortuitous Find is probably the best card here. I could maybe take the Sailback, but I don't think I'm going to need to do that. Doesn't seem important at all. Yeah. Sure. All right, I see Aetherworks Marvel, but that's not that good. Dawnfeather Eagle is definitely interesting. It does the same job as Engineered Might, but it's going to mean that any Fabricate guys that I take are starting to look really, really good. And Cloudblazer is interesting, but it seems like with Rishkar's expertise, I'm going to want, like, bigger dudes, and a 2-2 is kind of disappointing. So we'll take the Dawnfeather Eagle. Greenbelt Rampager is awesome. I misread this card at first and thought that you just couldn't cast it until you have 2 energy, but really you can just play it on 1 and then, like, play it on 2. And it's just absolutely huge for 1 mana, which is definitely something our deck is interested in. So I'm going to go right ahead and take this. And now it's either Sage of Shalia's Claim or Servo Exhibition. And I think with both Engineered Might and Dawnfeather Eagle, the making 2 1/1s is going to be better. I think I can pick up Sages a little later, because while they do produce a lot of energy, the body on them is just terrible. And with both the Eagle and Engineered Might, I'm interested in going wide, so I need to start picking up some cards that can do that effectively. I do like the Seed Sculptor, but I kind of want a copy of Aether Inspector in my deck, because once again, this produces energy and also does the go wide thing. I mean, Seed Sculptor is a good 2-drop, so it's a little tough, but I think I'm going to take the Aether Inspector. So there's another Thriving Rhino, and these make each other better. But Monstrous Onslaught is great removal, and we are pretty light on that. Like, it's looking to me like Pyrohelix may not get there. I don't think it's worth it to splash that, because it's a pretty small effect. So we'll take the Monstrous Onslaught. It's pretty bananas with Rishkar's expertise. So we'll go ahead and have that combo be in our deck. So this is not going to be a refurbished. The only thing we can take is Riparian Tiger. And that's probably too many 5-drops, so I don't think this is going to make the deck, but we'll see. Pima Outrider is absolutely perfect, so we'll go right ahead and take that. I would like to take Rogue Refiner, but once again, I don't even think it's worth it to splash that. Attune is absolutely perfect, though. Anything that says energy on it is going to be reasonable. But Fabricate is getting very, very good in our deck. I'll just take the 2-drop, although I will not play it. So I don't need another 5-drop. So Bastion, what I mean to say is Bastion Mastodon is, like, fine if you really need a 5-drop, but Alley Evasion is actually an okay trick. Let's see how we're doing on creatures. 11? Yeah, we're doing just fine. And the Sage came back, and at this point, I think I'm going to take that. Mobile Garrison is fine, but I don't know if it will make our deck. We're really interested in, like, a Crew 1 type of effect. I'll take this, but I think I have enough group pumps. But if I end up with even more Fabricate creatures, then I will be even more interested in playing 3 separate pump effects. It depends on how many Fabricate creatures I end up with. So now it's a pick between Propeller Pioneer and Glintsleeve Artisan. Let's take a look at our curve. It looks like I have plenty of room at 3, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the 3-drop, although the 4-drop is arguably a little bit better. But 3 seems to be the spot in our curve where we have the room. Nothing much here. Is there anything I would want to splash? Not really. Jeez. And Conviction doesn't even pump power, and I don't really care about Revolt particularly. I guess I'll just take Chandra's Revolution, because I think it's one of the better cards here, but this pack is, like, pretty bad. I don't think I'm going to play 2 Wild Wanderers. Whoa. Okay. That's a powerful rare. And it's like, I almost would take Thriving Rhino over it, but I think this is a little bit more exciting. And it is fortunate that we picked up that Attune with Aether to help us support, like, having double white and double green cards. That's really going to help me with that. Like, I think maybe Thriving Rhino is a discipline pick, but I think this card is a little too exciting to pass, so. Once again, not particularly exciting. I think I'll just take a Death Touch guy, because it's a 2-drop, and that's pretty much the entirety of my rationale there. Unfortunately, it doesn't even combo with Monstrous Onslaught. Like, Monstrous Onslaught does the damage, so your Death Toucher doesn't even get, like, a ton better with that. Nature's Way is awesome. How many creatures are we at? 15? Perfect. Let's take this. This is just a Maul effect, so actually, this will work with the Narnim Cobra. So it's kind of perfect. Killing something of any size for somewhat of a mana investment, but yeah, I'm not piled up on vehicles, so that's less exciting to me. I can't splash Restoration Gearsmith, so it's looking to me like it's just Propeller Pioneer, and that might be better than something. It might just be better than Wild Wanderer, to be honest. Since we're not splashing, I feel like just playing 17 lands will be fine. Another Outrider, though. Oh, man. Yeah, I like the Outrider just because it's large for Rishkar's expertise. If I need it to be. Fragmentize is actually quite good. And I think that's an upgrade over Alley Invasion. Another Sage, although I don't think I'll play both. And we're not playing any of these cards. Wow. What? I cannot believe that wheeled. What is the meaning of this? So unfortunately, we're like a little confused between energy and go wide. So I probably don't want all three mass pump effects because I've only got a couple of Outriders, Propeller Pioneer, and a Servo Exhibition to go wide. I mean, that's like wide enough, but it's not wide enough where I want, I think, 3 group pumps. So all my 5-drops are tempting because of Rishkar's expertise, but I think I need to decide. And I think that I would rather... Like, I never end up liking Inspired Charge, but this is the kind of card that I frequently lose to. So it's definitely between Engineered Might and Inspired Charge. I think I got to pick between those two. It's okay for me to be a little fat at 4, and it's okay for me to be a little fat at 5 because of Rishkar's expertise. And it's okay for me to be a little fat at 4 because of Druid. Although, you'd like a couple of these effects before you start really hammering on the 4-drop slot. I need to make about 4 cuts here. So I think 1 Sage can go. I think it's greedy to keep both Appetite and Fragmentize in the deck. Like, I really like Fragmentize, but I often mentally shortcut this to it can destroy any artifact or enchantment, which is not true and does come up. So I think we'll just take the better catch-all, especially for best of 1. And I think Engineered Might is just more fun than Inspired Charge, so we'll just cut the Inspired Charge. I like that both Dawnfeather Eagle and Engineered Might grant Vigilance. And I just need 1 more cut. So it is possible that I could get away with 16 lands with Attune. Attune you can count as a full land. My curve ends at 5. I have 1 2-drop ramp and an Attune. Okay, I think I'm going to try that. And if I end up feeling like I'm not getting enough mana, then we'll revisit. But I think that I don't really have any mana sinks. Like, the only thing I'd be spending mana on is like this. And then just expensive cards. And so Attune helps me hit my land drops, and so does Druid. So that puts me close to like 16 and a half, 17, maybe 17 and a half. Druid you could count as maybe a half a land. So I think I like that. It would be nice to lean a little bit more green because I would actually really like to cast Greenbelt Rampager on one, but I'm probably going to ship any hand that wouldn't have any green in it anyway. So with the hand smoothing algorithm, I think this is going to be what we're going to do. All right, what do we got? No green. That seems bad. I can actually cast my 2-drop, though, so that's nice. But as I said before, I think I'm not keeping any hand that doesn't have both colors of mana, so let's go ahead and ship this. Yikes. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep this. And I think I'm going to bottom one of the white cards. And I guess it's going to be Fairgrounds Warden, because I already have a removal and it's not going to combo well with Nature's Way. Whereas I can make this a 3-3, and then Nature's Way actually does the job. Okay, that makes my Riparian Tiger come out a little faster, so that's nice. Lands are not cooperating right now, but we're doing okay. If we draw 1 Plains, we're good to go. You go ahead and lose that life. So, it's good that I get to cast my Artisan here because my Tiger, after they cast that draw spell, being like the first threat I present, is probably going to die. So let's go ahead and do this. And since I'm probably just tapping out for Tiger, I think I'm going to make the 1/1. I'd be interested in making this a 3/3 if I thought I was going to use Nature's Way next turn, but I think I'm just casting Tiger. Right, opponent casts a 3/2. So, what? I think I'm just casting Tiger. So let's play the land. I'm going to send my 2/2, because I would make this trade. And yeah, we're going to cast Tiger this turn, because next turn, I'm assuming Tiger's going to die. So next turn, let's say they don't kill Tiger and they just play something big to block it. I can play Pima Outrider as like a 4/4 and shoot something. All right, just kill my servo. Okay. They spent kind of a lot of cards to do that. And they should probably send the Aether Seer. Yeah, I was going to say, if they're not going to block with it, then... Okay. Getting to double spell here is kind of a big deal. And since I can still top deck, I have 2 mass pumps in my deck. I think we're going with the 1/1. And we'll drop the Hawk. I might regret that because I do need this Nature's Way to kill something. It being my last card, and they have 4 cards left. But I think what my deck wants to be doing is going wide just in case I top deck an Eagle or an Engineered Might or something like that. Alright, Puzzle Knot is actually a little bit annoying because I was doing some decent chip damage here. And I'm strongly thinking about just casting this Nature's Way, but I have a bunch of 5-drops in my deck left. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get much better, and I'll still be able to cast Aether Inspector, and I'll get to attack with just about everything. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it, although I don't love doing this. Because I feel like them not attacking there means that they might not have a lot left. Target this and decline. Because they've already spent a bunch of removal spells, so I feel like them pumping the brakes there to get some blocks down means that they're kind of out of removal, and they're hoping to just preserve their life total. And I'm not going to get any better than 2 damage anytime soon, so... Okay, so I can get in for a bit here, right? Send with this. We'll give the 2/2 flying. Make a 1/1. They're going to take 5. Sure. Not a huge deal. It's really tempting to put the counter here. I kind of think I'm wide enough. But they're going to go up to 11. So yeah, actually putting the counter... Well, no, I still have 3 in the air between the Hawk and the Pioneer, so it doesn't actually change the mass. So I think I'm just going to make the servo. And then hope to top deck one of my mass pumps. That's some good blocks. Okay, I think we're just jamming with the flying. We'll hit for 3, and I think I'm going to put the counter on this. Because now I can pick it up and attack for lethal. And I do believe this is lethal. Should be exactly 8. GG, opponent. This looks pretty good to me. We'll just go ahead and cast our Attune immediately, grab our second white, and now we have perfect mana. Neat. I would love to scry. Thank you so much. That is my 5th land. But we're pretty likely to draw it anyway, so I think I'm going to bottom that. With 4 mana, if I keep drawing spells, I think I'm just, like, fine. I'll take my 2. And since this guy doesn't do anything when he enters the battlefield, I think I'm just going to go ahead and Fairgrounds Warden him. I find that it's often a good idea in Limited to make sure that you're Fairgrounds Wardening things that aren't a disaster if they get them back, because they probably will eventually. So let's go ahead and drop the Pioneer. An opponent is missing land drops. And that is not going to be good for them. Because this Dawnfeather Eagle is going to wreck their day. Alright, a 2/3 is actually a little bit annoying on this attack. So what could I do? I have plenty of time. Like, they're not going to get out of their mana screw particularly soon. So I could, like, Nature's Way, the Eager Construct, but that seems kind of awful, and then I can't cast anything else. So I think I'm just going to drop the Tiger. And then we'll go ahead and drop the Eagle. This Tiger is going to be, like, 7 then. It also has the possibility of me getting Death Touch on the Cobra. And I think I need to drop the Eagle, like, now, because now I'm starting to lose momentum here. Although... boy, I wish I had something with 3 power that could get through this Skiff. But I just don't. Yeah, let's just go ahead and drop the eagle. Yeah, I'm just going to jam with everything. If they want to block, like, my 2-2 with Sky Skiff, that's, like, fine. Yeah, they take 8. And then I get to go, like, Rhino Nature's Way. Yeah, so let's Nature's Way down the flyer. And then we'll go ahead and jam with the Eagle. I would maybe jam with the Cobra, but if I spend the mana to give it Death Touch... I feel like they're just not going to do that, though. So, I feel like they're not going to block the Cobra because of the threat of Death Touch. So I'm going to bluff this and get in. And if they just put Construct on the 2-1, I'm, like, fine with that. Because this means they'll have to cast another creature to be able to crew the Skiff. And then I can play my 4-drop. All right, we did it. Yeah, opponent just missed land drops there, so. This hand looks fine enough to me. Wouldn't mind a second green, but we don't currently need it, so could be worse. Fair is fair on that. Looks like we're just holding back. I'll go ahead and block it. My turn. So we'll drop the Aether Inspector. The question is, do I want to attack with Eddy Trail Hawk? I feel like if they kill Aether Inspector or malfunction it or something, it's a little bit of a disaster if I've attacked. Not like a huge deal, but also like not good. So I think I'm just going to play this. So am I happy to trade damage with this opponent? I'm not really sure. So we're just going to hang back. It feels like I'm a little behind right now. Yep, there's the malfunction. And they get to make another 1-1. I'll go ahead and block. And unfortunately, all I can do is play Eagle. And attack for 2. And if they get rid of Eagle, then I'm in actual danger here. That's not my favorite. He is large and cannot be Appetite for the Unnaturaled. So I probably want to... Yeah, I think I have to attack with Eagle. Because I think I need to kind of race here. So I'm going to play the Sage. That'll give me 6 damage flying, and then I've got a gain 2 for Appetite on one of their servos. Oh, you know what I can do? I can actually get rid of the malfunction. I guess I didn't see that. But I think I tapped out for Eagle last turn, so I don't think I missed anything. And I think I'll take my 5. We'll go ahead and Appetite the Malfunction on end step, and then hopefully try to race that way. Because they can kill me by tapping out for... Oh dear. They can kill me for tapping out on Gear Seeker Serpent in 3 attacks. That does not bode well for me, though. Man, that is super good, too. Okay. Well, I need something strong here. Plains is not gonna be what I'm looking for. So I can... Yeah, the problem is they have so much damage on the crackback. Like, I'm at effectively 11, and then they have 100 other attackers. So I don't even really feel like I can attack. If I get in with Aether Inspector, they could just double block me with, like, Thopterist and a 1-3. And just trading Inspector for Thopterist seems terrible. They get to just kill Sage. And then if I do nothing, they can tap out for Gear Seeker Serpent. So, what is my plan then? I guess just to give everything +2/+2. For that to work, I need to get some damage here. So, I guess I just swing with Eagle. It's the only realistic chance I have of getting any damage. But this does not look good. And basically I have to hope that they make kind of a greedy attack here. And then I can somehow swing back and lethal them. Yeah, that's gonna be game, I think. Yeah, Renegade can just kill Sage. If I block with Eddie Trailhawk, Renegade can just kill my Hawk. So I'm just going to not block. Because the only chance I have is some kind of miracle top deck. Blocking is not going to be a realistic plan. That's not going to do it. Yeah, so end step they kill Sage. And they have 5 unblockable, so I'm at 3. So I think we can safely pack it in. Well, that was unfortunate, but I kind of just feel like their deck was firing on all cylinders and mine wasn't doing very much. You know, I get a turn 3 Aether Inspector and I'm on the play, so I think that's decent. We get to make a number of servos, so that should be good, provided I top deck any of my mass pumps in a timely fashion. We'll go ahead and play Druid on 2. So, since they're green-black, I actually think I'm going to lead on Propeller Pioneer, because if they have a removal, I still get something, whereas if they have a removal for Aether Inspector, I get nothing. Okay. Okay. So I could go... Yeah, I can play a tune and then play Aether Inspector, so I think we're going to do that. Let's go get a green. And Monstrous Onslaught is not looking good right now. Hopefully we can draw something big to use in concert with that. That's not bad, but I don't love Fairgrounds Wardening this, but I think I gotta. Monstrous Onslaught isn't doing anything for me, and I don't want to just pass. So we'll take the Outrider. And do I want to leave up Appetite? I think that's fine to do. Like, 1 damage isn't that much. I'm not sure what artifact or enchantment they could play. But I think leaving up my instant just as an option is going to be better than just getting in for 1. Druid is fine. Make 2 1/1s. Oh, make a 2/3. Okay. Well, I don't really want to spend Appetite on Prophetic Prism or their Servo. Is Monstrous Onslaught doing anything for me right now? No, it is not. And we draw a land. That is not great. So I can't really attack here. I can deal 2 damage divided as I choose. We're just going to pass. That is absolutely brutal. Okay. Yeah, that resolves. It doesn't change anything if I Appetite now or later. So, I think I'm just holding it still. Ouch. Okay. I can't believe they're not attacking with that. That's like really lucky for me. So I need to get Outrider to 4 to have Monstrous Onslaught do anything. So I think we're just going to put the counter on this. So they have a red splash. Coming in with the 5/5. I think I'm just going to take 5. I think that blocking with Pima Outrider and a 1/1 is a little too ambitious. I feel like I'll just get got. Alright. Well, that's like a reasonable dude. So what can I do here? If they want to put like something in Servo on Outrider, I can kind of get them. So I have 8 mana, which means I can go Monstrous Onslaught, and if that works, then I can send. We'll hit the Weaponcraft Enthusiast. And it doesn't seem super likely that they'll have an instant that can take out my Outrider. I don't think shooting my own thing will counter this. So I'm just going to let that happen. And I'll send the Outrider. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I don't love how that worked out, but I think it's okay. Yeah, so they would be trading this. Yeah, I don't think I can ignore this. Another subtle strike, huh? Well, that's going to be game. GG, opponent. Those subtle strikes got me good. Yeah, I mean, if I draw land, I've got 2 chances. Sage into Rhino into Outrider is super ridiculous, so we're going to keep this just because the upside is so huge. And we might not draw land and just lose, but... All right. Drawing land is good. And no attacks. Alright, that puts a damper on my plans a little bit. So, I guess I'm just dropping Eddy Trailhawk. And then hopefully Rhino can live and get big. Alright. Oof. Yep, we're just going to try to race like this. Take my 3. Okay, well that's something I can hit with Appetite, so that's nice. Gain some life, that's going to help me in this race. Yep, we're going to do it again. Get my 5, and then we're going to play the Cobra. And hopefully draw a land at some point here. Yeah, and I'm not going to block there because there's just way too many things that can go wrong. That is pretty good against my board right now. Alright, my turn. Oh, thank God. So what can I do here? Narnam Cobra is on the way out anyway, but I don't really want to spend the mana to give it Death Touch. I really want to play Outrider or Aether Inspector here. So I think what I'm going to do is play Aether Inspector. It produces the energy I need to give Rhino flying and hit for 5. Yeah, let's do that. Put you to 5. And now they've kind of got to be careful how they attack. Oh, I would love to scry. Thank you so much. Yep, I will take the land. Because now they can crew, but they don't know that I won't be able to produce energy, so they need to be really careful here. Yeah, like, I'm sure they're interested in doing this. And that's going to shoot the Cobra. Oh, actually, I am going to be able to produce energy, so... If they can't remove both my Hawk... Well, if they can't remove my Hawk, then they're probably dead. So I think I'm going to go ahead and block with Sage. To not take 9 here. Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate, but they have to block the Rhino. So am I just dead on the crackback then? It's pretty close. Yeah, let's just play the Tiger. Yeah, and I don't think it behooves me to do nothing here. Yeah, they have to block like that. They take 1, and I'm at effectively 7. So it's going to be real close here. I may have to block in a way that I don't want to just to try to live. So this is definitely a very tense race. All right, we did it. Opponent saw the writing on the wall. Good games. Do not have double white. But got 2, a removal, and then some really great 4s, so I'm going to keep this. Alright, something to do. That's a reasonable enough draw. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and drop the exhibition. Okay. Green-black can be tricky because they do have cards that can give all your creatures -1/-1, things like that. Yeah, so now we can cast both of our cards, but I think I'm going to play the Attune because I can fit it in now. So let's see. I already have double green and double white. It's much more likely that... I guess it's not more likely anything. So, I want to get the green because the Narnim Cobra needs the green, and I have a double green card in my hand. Sure. Alright, so that's plenty of stuff on their side. So we're not attacking anymore, and I don't think I'm going to drop the rock quite yet. It feels like they'll just be able to kill it, so I'm going to play this first. And just kind of keep up with what they have going on the board. They'll be tempted to spend a removal on Outrider. And at that point, we'll drop the rock. Like, obviously, it would be more value for me to have played rock first. So what do I want to do here? I could just send with all 3 of my 1/1s. But that doesn't seem that good. Especially when, at some point, I will be able to pump the whole team. So I think for now... I'm just going to be efficient and play the rock. Rock lives, huh? Interesting. So, I think I'm going to try casting a creature first to try to get the value. If they have an instant, they can just kill it anyway. I could play Glint Sleeve and still have up Appetite. I think that's reasonable to do. Yep, let's get a bunch of energy. So I could have tapped something, right? That still doesn't really change much. And we'll leave up our Appetite for something. Yeah, that guy's pretty annoying. They just have green up. I do have 2 life in the bank. So let's say I go to block with my 1/1s and they kind of get me on this. it doesn't seem worth it when at any time I could draw a mass pump effect. That's going to be a good one. And I think I'm just going to cast it now because I could draw the pump effect before combat. Yeah, that's got to be pretty good, right? It could be Monstrous Onslaught. Monstrous Onslaught would take out 4 of their things. Eagle, I still kind of lose combat pretty badly, so let's do the Monstrous Onslaught. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could have tapped that, huh? I could have just swung all. Well, that was a little silly. But I think we're in a pretty dominating position here. I have no idea how Aether Storm Rock works. But we had our back against the wall and we managed to string together a couple of wins. All right, what do we got here? This hand looks awesome. Kind of need the Outrider to live. We're going to get our green because we have 2 double green cards in our hand. Okay, there's a backup plan. That's always good. Yep, we're just going to drop Druid. And then we get to go, like, Outrider into Tiger. So they are going to be go wide. And I think what I'm going to do is get tall. This is kind of a crazy plan. But since they're going to probably be making a lot of 1/1s, I think getting tall is going to be where we want to be for this. So I could drop Tiger, and I think that's what I want to do. So Onslaught right now could kill the Renegade and the 1/1, but I think I want to keep casting stuff. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Alright, so it's possible they've got a pump spell, but they'll have to use it to stop my Monstrous Onslaught. So if they're just going to pass, what can they do? Like +3/+3? So if I send the Tiger and spend the energy, they'll probably just block with Renegade, but then I can just play another Tiger. I think that works for me. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to send both. Because we get a bunch of damage. And then we get to just play another one. And then it's somewhat likely that I'll be able to actually have Tiger survive combat and use Monstrous Onslaught on a 6/6. Yeah, so that's only 5, so I do get to do this then. Oh, man. So, I could Engineered Might this turn, and then Onslaught next turn. That's probably awesome. Let's just do that. So that's 11. You're at 1. And I have 10 trample. I like my chances. So they can actually block Tiger now. If I Onslaught... So hold up. The trample will get through if I Onslaught, right? So they have 12 toughness, and I will have 10 trample. 12 minus 4 is 8. So I think Onslaught wins the game here. Let me double check that. I have one timeout. So they have 12 toughness. I will be able to deal 4 damage and attack for 10 trample. So that should be 8. So this should do it. Submit 3. 2, 1, 1. Yeah. And I have enough energy to do this, right? Okay. Yes. Whew. All right, I like a green belt on 1. So I'll keep this. Drawing a green there is pretty clutch. Yep. Okay. Play the land and pass. All right, and I think we're going to have to Fairgrounds Warden the 2/3. Because if they want to spend... Oh, wait a minute. That's, like, even better, right? Yep. That catches me right back up. Yikes. But we do get to just Fairgrounds Warden that. Which is not ideal. But it does kind of waste their time a little bit. And I think we need to just try to stabilize. And I'm going to not attack because I don't think I want to trade life with this opponent. If they manage to get rid of the Fairgrounds Warden, I don't want to take a bunch of damage. And it does not look like they can, or they would have done so. So Ballista Charger makes me not want to make 1/1s. And it's a really good blocker. So I guess I just want to be efficient. Play a large card. No attacks. That's crew 3, so they can actually do that. And I just need to wait to draw one of my 5 mana cards that could break this game open. Yeah, I'm just going to drop 2 Rhinos. Maybe I'll play the Artisan to try to tempt them to swing with the Ballista Charger. But they are holding me back pretty good with that 6/6. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, I think we're jamming hard here. The thing is they actually have pretty good blocks right now, so maybe we won't attack this turn. We'll wait until they have to attack with Frontline Rebel. Then end step will destroy the Ballista Charger, and then we'll hit them super hard. Yep, I'll block it. That's fine, right? Like, it's still a 2-for-1. I take 3. That works out pretty good for me. Could I draw a mass pump? Could that be a thing? That's not quite a mass pump, but we can still attack for a lot here. Attacking for 10. Opponent has no real good blocks. Opponent takes 10, and let's drop a tiger. All right. Look at this. You're in Dragon Jail. Good games, opponent. All right. We were at 2-2, and we have won 4 straight. So let's try to make it 5. This hand looks great. And let's go ahead and lead on a tune. I get more energy, and I want my second white anyway. Yep, we'll just go ahead and drop the Rampager. And I hope that I draw something to do on 3. Actually, was it more efficient to play Rampager on 1, Attune on 2, and then Rampager? I think I would have had 1 extra energy and would have been in the same spot. So there is that. Ugh, that card is really good. Yeah, I'm just gonna jam. And then since they're gonna be black-white revolts, I think I'm gonna go tall again, maybe? Because they should have the ability to make a lot of extra 1/1s if they're playing Hidden Stockpile. Okay, that works for me. Three more. And then let's drop the Outrider. Should we do that, or should we play the 2-3? They haven't played a removal yet, so I think I'm just going to actually jam the 2-3. It's got Vigilance, so it's going to help me keep attacking here. But if they have like a Yeheni with this Hidden Stockpile, it's just so ridiculous. Or is that the combo? I guess it isn't. But the point is that Hidden Stockpile can really get ridiculous. I think I'll just take my 2. This feels like a bait attack. Okay, that's kind of for no value, so I don't hate that. And they put it on the bottom. Wait, what just happened? Ah, right, you get to just keep making them. It's kind of a combo with itself. So they're going to get to Pacification Array me here. And if they tap the 3-4... Well, let's see what they do. Would I trade Aether Inspector for Glint Sleeve Artisan and a 1-1... Or just Glint Sleeve Artisan and leave myself a 1-1? I don't think so. Because they get to just make, like, infinite 1-1s, so that's kind of a losing proposition for me. Yeah, let's go big. Alright, that means they can't use the pacification array this turn, which is kind of nice. But I would really like to draw my artifact enchantment removal to get rid of this hidden stockpile. Thing is pretty good. Alright, well, we drew a spell. It's not really the spell I want. But I think I want to maybe make a 1/1 to block the Fen Hauler. It's definitely close. Pacification Array can stop this thing flying, so it seems more valuable to me at this point to get the 1/1. No blocks. I will take one. All right, another one of those is reasonable. Let's go to attacks here. See if they tap the Propeller Pioneer. I assume they will. Yep. So, no attacks. This can't be blocked by artifact creatures. So that was dumb. I shouldn't... Well, I still think making the 1/1 is fine. But we're going to go ahead and make a 4/4 here. The problem is the quality of their draws is going to be better than mine because they get to scry every turn. But I'm still sitting on a 69% chance of drawing spells here, so that's not too bad. But we are a little bit flooded, and we have no ability to leverage extra mana, particularly. Yeah, they're digging for something here. Keep it on top. You don't like seeing that. Oh my god. So I can choose an artifact and a creature. I guess I'll keep my 4/4. They get to keep, like, pretty much all their stuff. Yeah, go like this. Can I pick anything else? I cannot. Well, that's going to be helpful. I drew so many lands there. Yeah, no attacks. This thing have vigilance? Yep. That is so good. Oh, man. Oh, no. We are going to Browntown here. So... is it more likely that I ever get to block the 4/5? Yeah, I guess I double block the Fen Hauler because I can still double block Gear Hulk. Whereas if I double block Gear Hulk, then I can't double block Fen Hauler. So these are going to be our blocks. It would be nice if I had a pump spell or something, but I do not. And I'm going to die in pretty short order to that Dawnfeather Eagle. Well, that's a huge help. So let's go ahead and kill the Eagle. Play our millionth land. No attack. So what's left in my deck? Still got Aetherstorm Rock. I've still got my appetite for the Unnatural. I got my Fairgrounds Warden, but I really don't want to re-trigger Cataclysmic Gear Hulk. Narnim Cobra would be fine. That's kind of a disaster. I do not believe I can take 5 here, so I think I'm going to block the Gear Hulk just to gain the life. And hopefully they don't cast anything else. But their deck is pretty good. Hidden Stockpile is such a good card. It doesn't read like it's anything special, but it's actually pretty ridiculous. Like, it feeds itself if you want to just be scrying, and if you trade it all in combat, you get a free 1/1 on your end step. It's pretty fantastic. Yeah, I'd be happy to discard one of these lands if you want to do that. If you can believe this opponent, I'm holding more lands. That is not the card we need to draw right now. Yeah, it's not looking good for our hero. But I feel pretty good about having strung together, like, 4 wins. I don't feel like if I block Gear Hulk, it's going to help me at all. If I take 6, I'm at 2. And then the servos are lethal by themselves. But if I draw like a Cobra, then I can block the Hulk and still take 1. So I think blocking the servos is fine. If they've got a pump spell, they've got me. I mean, I'm in such a bad position here anyway. So I would say I've got like 1 turn. And they make another 1/1. Yeah, that's absolutely brutal. That will not do it. All right, good games, opponent. Your deck is awesome. All right, so we landed at 6 and 3, which I believe we were at 2 and 2 at one point. I'm pretty happy with. Green-white is a very good archetype. You know, it's go wide and then pump the team, and it's very strong, very aggressive. And you saw there how powerful it can be. We got Cataclysmic Gear Hulked in the finals, but based upon the fact that I was 1 loss away from dropping this at like 2 wins, I feel pretty good. So that's going to be all the time I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next draft.